on April 12 and 13. The Nuclear Security Summit, involving close to 50 heads of states and world leaders, was convened at the invitation of U.S. President Barack Obama, who has committed his government to the building of a global consensus to counter any possibility of nuclear and radiological materials getting into terrorist hands. Both plenary sessions on securing nuclear materials and the prevention of the illicit trafficking and the separate discussions on the role of the International Atomic Energy Agency in nuclear security were presided by President Obama himself. The Philippines, for its part, is set also to preside over the 2010 Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty Review Conference in May 2010 in New York, USA. Addressing the summit, President Arroyo cited both U.S. Presidents Obama and Medvedev of Russia for coming to terms on nuclear arms reduction. She also talked about the Philippine initiative in strengthening national security against terrorism and the dangers of nuclear materials falling into the wrong hands. At the side of the summit, the President confirmed on Senator Richard Lugar the Order of Sikatuna, rank of Datu, in recognition of his steadfast friendship with the Philippines and his determined advocacy for a strong Philippine-American alliance, for his principled and consistent support for Philippine freedom, which was invaluable in securing the return of democracy in the Philippines in 1996, for being a strong supporter of the cause of seeking justice and recognition of the Filipino veteran of the Second World War, for being a leader in reducing the threat of nuclear, chemical, and biological weapons, for his advocacy for free trade and ASEAN, and for his commitment to the peace process in the Philippines and to the strengthening of Philippine defense capabilities, particularly in his capacity as former chairman and now ranking member of the U.S. Senate Committee on Foreign Relations. The President also met Senator Daniel K. Nuel and Senator Christopher Bond, both longtime friends of the Philippines. Representative Joseph Pitch of the District of Pennsylvania and Delegate Madeline Bortalio of Guam, on the other hand, were conferred the Order of the Golden Heart for their long-time friendship to the Filipino and for their support for the Filipino Veterans Act of 2008 and the inclusion of Filipino veterans in the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009. A highlight of the visit was the presentation of the Teddy Roosevelt Conservation Award to President Arroyo for her innovative leadership to protect the oceans and preserve the biodiversity of the Coral Triangle. In 2007, the same award was presented to Prime Minister Tony Blair of the United Kingdom for his role in marine protection, sustainable forestry, and agricultural policy. In 2009, to His Serene Highness Prince Albert II of Monaco, in recognition of his leadership in focusing other world leaders on important causes like biodiversity.